Hello, welcome to Failing at Reading the News, episode number 115.
Hello.
Share out on Twitter, didn't I? I think. And on Discord, I think, as well, did I? Yes, I did. Oh, fucking. In the chat, we have Volume Girl, who basically saying that Blair White is more interesting than me, so fair enough. So what to do is, if anybody's actually watching this, McDonald's new paper straws can't be recycled, but the plastic ones can. Fast food chain says the thickness of new paper straws makes it hard for them to be processed by their waste solution providers. McDonald's new eco-friendly paper straws can be recycled and must be binned and burned instead. Basically, they're saying the whole point of them is fucking pointless there.
Yeah. I can see that.
Seems that way. The whole point was they're supposed to be recycled, even though the plastic ones can be recycled, but the ones can't.
I mean, just melt them down and form them into something else. You do lose a little bit to, like, just the process, but it works.
Yeah, but those wax paper straws, once the wax is introduced into it, that wax ain't never coming out. So
I've heard it don't even work very well with straws either.
Yeah.
Hello, Cryptic.
Hello, Cryptic.
Hello.
Plastic straws were withdrawn in the UK branch, in all UK branches as part of the Green Drive, even though the fast food giant said they were 100% recyclable. Well, they clearly lied then, didn't they? A new internal memo admits the paper version is hated by customers. Must be binned and buried, it was reported. That's pointless then, isn't it?
You know that thing that doesn't work? Yeah, it doesn't work for all the way around. So, are they going to go back to plastic? Probably not.
No, because a lot of places where they went to papers because they were legally obligated to do so. It's all about the feels.
Lawmakers don't know what works in the real world. But this should work, because if it doesn't work out, it's just unfair to the environment. Well, life isn't fair.
Yep. And instead, I told the Sun when McDonald's introduced paper straws, it was getting pats on the back of being environmentally responsible. Clearly not. Yeah, but it seems the stunt was to appease green campaigners, but things go straight in the rubbish is ridiculously stupid. Paper straws infuriated thousands of McDonald's customers who claim they have milkshake, and they make milkshakes hard to drink and dissolve in cola. Basically, they were useless and they're not even do their fucking intended purpose. Farmers made the plastic straws are 100% recyclable, but said it changed to paper because more can be done. Stuart Foster of Plastic Engine Recycling Group Recoup said everyone has switched on environmental discussions, but big firms need to understand what they're doing. McDonald's sold its paper straws in September and vowed to use paper ones in all of its branches across the UK and Ireland. And the internal memo admits the paper straws are not recyclable and should be disposed in general waste until further notice. Donald said the strength in our paper straws, while the materials are recyclable, the thickness makes it difficult for them to be processed in our bio-waste solution provider. We're working on finding a solution, so putting paper straws in general waste is therefore temporary. Why don't we just go back to the plastics then? If it's recyclable, why don't they just go back to the plastics?
Because they were required to by law to go to paper.
No, I thought it was their own
Places-
thing. Burger King still has plastic straws. KFC still has plastic straws. There's plenty
Yeah,
of
but it
other.
all depends.
Well, you
Well,
got
I
to
mean-
virtue signaling.
So plenty
Yeah.
of other fast food places still have plastic straws. So why can't they?
I ended up eating at McDonald's a couple weeks ago. They still had the plastic straws there. So, I mean, it's a location by location thing.
You know, it'd be nice if everyone would just boycott anywhere that has paper straws. There's a boycott that I'll actually get behind.
That'll do absolutely jack shit.
Yeah, most boycotts don't do anything either.
Working the finance solutions of putting paper straws in. Friends of the Earth, Julian Kirby called the McDonald's to axe all straws. I mean, they technically could just axe all straws and just take the lid off and just drink it that way. Yeah, Quinn McCullough says, I tried a paper straw once, it felt weird. So I've never actually tried them, I've just heard they're useless. He said, lips have been a waste for the alternative for millions of years. Yeah, fair enough. And anyway, the cup itself still has to go in the bin. As does the fucking lid. It's made of, that's also plastic as well.
Yep.
I feel like it's kind of pointless. The whole thing is pointless.
Yeah,
It is.
virtue signaling. Listen, they
All sorts of everything doesn't work well.
Cryptic says trash can.
Cryptic likes to fuck bins, does he? He's even weirder than I thought he was.
Didn't know what was?
He's saying he's saying fuck bins. I assume he likes to fuck bins. That makes him even weirder than I thought he was. I like to think Body Modifier has chopped off his own fingers and covered his body in tattoos from head to toe to create the world's most extreme body art. I was just about to say that. Well, if you're not fast, you're lost. Meet the self-modification addict who chopped. Only Vince will. If your face, buddy, no homo. Well, that is pretty homo. In the self-modification addict who chopped off their own finger to create the world's most extreme art. Lily Lou 33, who does not conform to any gender and has a wife and daughter. So it's a man then. Oh, does it at least look cool? Well, we'll find out.
judging by the top of the head that I can see at the moment, no.
Everything's their body, including their face and bone. That's actually everything's the body, including their face and bone. That's nightmarish, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a fucking alien.
His kid got a hold of the Sharpie. That's what happened right there.
But look at the eyes as well. It looks like an alien.
They got tattooed on their. That's stupid.
He looks like a TikTok thought.
That's just plain stupid.
Imagine
Looks
making
like
him a
someone rubber stamped the side of his head too, because you can see like faint lettering right beside his eye.
Hey, how does he manage to get his eyeballs black?
Tattoo.
They have eyeball tattoos.
Yeah, that's just weird. The thing is, his kids must be traumatized. It does look like a person possessed by a demon. His kids must be traumatized. Imagine waking up, like, imagine like waking up in the middle of the night and seeing that as your dad, like seriously.
Well, it's not traumatizing if that's been your dad your whole life.
Yeah, but still, I mean,
Oh yeah, Colter Krill, you didn't know about this stupidity about the eyeball tattoos?
that's not Colin Krill, that's someone else.
Oh, Quinn the Coulter, sorry. I don't read right, okay? Yeah, the side effects may include you going blind.
Hey, not reading right's my thing. They started having tattoos age 14. I thought it was 18 over here. That's what someone else got them. And later became a tattoo artist, inking their own body as well as teaching others to create body art. Lucy Liu from Germany has spent endless hours in the tattoo chair, which has resulted in two and a half tattoo body suits and multiple layers of ink. Yeah, it must be younger in Germany then, because over here in the UK you have to be 18 to get one.
I think
you might go blind. What the fuck is wrong with people? Many things.
I think you have to have parents' permission over here if you're younger than 18.
Over here it's just 18 full stop. They're also found a body modification have even had fingers, nipples, and parts of their body amputated to complete. Parts of their ears amputated. Unless you get in someone's kitchen at 15. Yeah, but that's still illegal though.
Yeah, I've heard about house party tattoos. They tend to. Sometimes they do work, but a lot of times they do suck. Like my caretaker had one for my house party that was faded as hell.
They also found a body modification that even had their fingers, nipples, and parts of their body amputated, parts of their ears amputated to complete with a drastic anesthesia. Red locks grown for 15 years and black cinematic teeth. Complete with Lily Lou's unique look. Hello, I'm Skiller. It doesn't even look that scary. If you're going to do something like this, at least go all out. Among the unusual
Like that dude who went as, we'll say, all out, like the dude who went as far as to have like surgical steel bolts screwed into his head.
Have you ever seen that dude who turned himself into a cat?
I'm talking about the one who turned himself into a lizard.
I have not seen that.
Identified as a dragon or something.
Hello, Phantom.
Hello, Phantom.
Yeah, there was a dude who got his ears surgically altered to be pointier, whiskers installed.
Implants in his lip.
Yeah.
Among their unusual tats, there are even ones in their ears, on them, even places you can't see, like the entire inside of my mouth. What's the point of that? Morning, Tom.
Quick, scroll up to show Tom the picture of this guy. He needs to see this when he first wakes up. Oh, God. I didn't see it.
There's a thing to wake up to.
It looks like there's ink just poured all over his body.
Yeah. What's more? Fuck. Or the back of. Okay. What's more, the 33-year-old designed all the tattoo body art themselves. He said tattooing is deeply rooted in me. There isn't a day where I'm not thinking about it. You might call it an addiction, but then addictions are not all about. Addictions are not being able to let go. And I'm all about not wanting to let go as far as tattoos are concerned. Oh, fucking hell, lost my light again. Fuck's sake. I think this is professional.
Arms Killer says shit like this ruins the word augmentation for him.
Yeah, I'm all fine with body augmentation, but that's just, it looks like, well, ink got poured all over his body. He's lopping off random ass pieces. He's just insane. Got no brain.
Do not let that song start going through my head. Do not start let that song go through my head. Do not start letting that song go through my head. Fuck, I hate you, Thunder.
Yeah,
in the brain.
I got it stuck in my head too.
The thing is, why are the eyes now normal colors?
Did he gauge his lip? That's
You know,
nasty.
he's also got studs in his skull as well. That must hurt.
Little lumps of surgical plastic underneath the skin.
Yeah. That must hurt. Like this person's just fucking sucking for pain or something. Yeah, fucking freak. Shit like this.
What I've got is about as insane and extreme as I'm willing to go. Thank you.
I want like wings, like half angel, half demon wings tattooed on my back, but ain't got the money for that. Also,
So you're getting the tattoo favored by 20-year-old girls. Good work.
No, I was going to go with the whole back, not.
Might as well get a might as well
No,
get
no,
the
I'll go for an Atari
matching
tramp
tramp stamp.
No, Atari tramp stamp. Gotta go with that one. If I decide tramp stamp, it's gotta be like Atari.
Atari?
Yeah, the Atari logo. Freaking someone actually has the Atari. I think the guy lost a bet, so he has the Atari logo as a tramp stamp.
I guess it beats that one guy who lost the bet and got breast implants.
How long did he keep them?
I know it's like a whole Dancing Police into lights the crowd as blatant pride as he lip syncs and performs all the news to steps. Scared of the dark. Rather than actually doing his fucking job. A lip syncing police smiles on revelers' faces at a pride event with a flawless rendition of Steps' dance routine. The Hertfordshire police officer wearing rainbow epaulets and a Hawaiian garment, cultural appropriation, of flowers. The Ford's moves for the rainbow to the music video to the band's hit Scared of the Dark. Should have been the fucking Iron Maiden version, not even. Should have been Iron Maiden Scared of the Dark. I love the atmosphere in Brighton, best weekend away in the UK. Yeah, Brighton's also a cock shithole though. He was spotted on the parade at Brighton Pride, which took place over the weekend, and saw 300,000 people coming out into the streets of the seaside town. Everyone actually did their jobs because I wasn't actually. I don't because I wasn't actually born at that point. Yeah, do your fucking job. Like, but no worries, though, we'd rather just make ourselves look good and just dance in the fucking street rather than do our fucking jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your job is to make sure the streets are safe, not to make sure that fucking you make yourself look good and you can just fucking virtue signal about how fucking progressive you are. Colleagues can be seen grinning in the background as the officer is filmed enthusiastically showing off his dance moves. The officer executed several impressive moves, the rhythm of the step song which was blasting over the town. Spectators cheered them on. Police across the country kept up their free time to march. Give up their free time to march in the parade alongside on-duty staff. We help keep the event safe. Hertfordshire can start doing LGBTQ plus. Why do they even need a fucking Twitter account like that? Like, really? Why? Like, if I lived there, I wouldn't feel exactly safe to fucking police a fucking LGBTQ account. Like, why? There's no reason. Posted the video on Twitter saying, "Did you see our hashtag dancing cop at Brighton Pride yesterday?" Officers volunteered their time to represent Hertfordshire Police alongside with officers across the UK. The clip has been viewed more than 93,000 times with social media users quick to praise the news. You'll be safe, Scott. You think you're one of them? Well, I hate to break this to you, but I'm not. So. When I commented, had to download the step track immediately seen. As that was our dance, so joyful. So joyfully, the scare of the dark made my day. Brighton hosts the largest Pride event, the UK Pride event, which this year saw Australian pop star Kylie and ABBA tribute act Bjorn perform. This year's theme is Generations of Love to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall riots in New York City. Widely considered the turning point in the fight for LGBT rights across the world. Because I thought LGBT month was like fucking 2 months ago.
It was.
Is LGBT month just every month now? Is that the way things are going? Every month's now LGBT month. So it seems that way.
Yeah, it does.
UK police. I felt the damn spoons over it. Thank you for fun of a show on the stream house. Grandad's tree house can be torn down because it doesn't have planning permission. Ben and his dad, Paul Baker, from Donington, close to Boston, Lincolnshire, had said concerns had been raised to South Holland District Council. Well, it's his own fucking house. It's none of their goddamn business, is it? And this amazing two-story poetry house, which took 6 weeks to make, may be torn down because a killjoy says it doesn't have planning permission. Ben Baker, 33.
It's a tree house.
Yeah. I mean, it's on his fucking property. They did nothing to do with it. Because he torn down because the killjoy says it doesn't have planning permission. Ben Baker, 33, has asked his dad Paul to build his kids Lily 3 and Elsie 9 the treehouse in their garden this summer. And Paul, 57, used wooden decking fences and windows to light the youngsters in Donington near near Boston, Lincolnshire. But Lincolnshire Live today reports the family's joy has been shattered after the miserable council chief told them concerns have been raised about the day. Killjoy bosses knocked on the family's door to instruct them that planning permission was needed. There. Shekels they're starting a sex dungeon. Does the council announce? If no, then the council should fuck off.
It's
Agreed.
supposed to say shekels. I can't spell this shit.
Oh, well, to be fair, Farnham spelled using wrong, so. But anyways, the salesman said it's frustrating. I mean, the thing's pretty cool, actually. Did you just spend all that time building it, and then they just had to fucking tear it down because the fucking council doesn't like it.
Someone forgot to cross a T or dot an I somewhere, and the council got a bug up their ass about it.
The big problem is they had 6 weeks to come tell him to stop.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me.
You know the thing, even though if it was a council house, I could say fair enough. But if he actually owns the house,
Yeah.
if it's his house, then where's the problem?
And it's actually a really cool tree house too.
Yeah. It was he worked really hard on that. That been torn down. Yeah, we had just finished the roof, and then the next day we got a knock on the door to say someone had raised concerns about the tree house. He said we needed planning permission for it, but I'd never thought about it. The Blue Hay tree house was just 5 meters in length and about 2.5 meters in depth. It's built around the tree in the family's garden, and only one has to screw it in. Paul built it over a 6-week period and spent hundreds of pounds on the structure, so it's not even that, it's a fucking waste of money as well.
Mm-hmm.
I asked my dad if he could make my children a tree house and build it in his spare time over 6 weeks. It's both themed, which was completely his idea. He found some old washing machine doors and used them for windows on the tree house. So he built the whole thing around washing machine doors. He sort of just got on with it
That's kind of cool.
and chose the color scheme. He wouldn't tell me exactly how much it cost for all the metal and screws. I think it would have cost quite a bit, at least a few hundred. I don't think he wanted my stepmom to know. Now the couple has since paid £225 to submit a retrospective planning application, but we're worried they needed building regulation consent too. So there's the problem there. They just wanted money. That makes sense now.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
They didn't get paid, therefore you have to tear it down.
Yeah, the council didn't make any money off that, therefore they're now going to complain about it. Yeah, Ben says this can cost between £400 and £500. He says if we need that, then we'll have to take it down, but I'm hoping it won't come to that. Since the council visit, they have changed the colour scheme and said it didn't bother neighbours because the children can't see until the gardens from it. And if the truth, you can see you can probably see into other people's gardens from the fucking windows of your own house. Doesn't make them a problem, does it? Like, really?
I don't see a problem with it.
No, neither do I. I could see a problem with it, like if it fell apart or whatever, then yeah, fair enough. I could see maybe it could be bothered by that. Like it fell apart. And it was say the structure was dangerous or whatever, and then children were playing on it. I could see why Nick would have a problem with that. But it was the way it is. It seems fine. There's no issue. And the neighbors seem to like it. Some even donated the windows.
Their money.
Very much, yeah. If they get consent from the council, the family hope to deck out with the players with furniture. They shouldn't even have to get fucking permission. We're going to decorate and we want to put carpeted chairs for the girls to sit on. Yeah, my dad wanted to build another story, but luckily he didn't. Yeah, I've got to go and buy Phantom. I don't even know if I'll even be on Blind Girl stream. Maybe on Blind Girl stream, I may not, it depends. He also wants to put a sliding. We'll have to wait for the decision. My kids absolutely love it. Every time they go into the garden, they're in the tree house. It'd be a shame if we had to get rid of it. South Holland District Council spokesman said the planning permission has been submitted and will be considered once all consultation responses have been received. You're just money grabbing bastards, aren't you? That's all you are. You just want money. Typical fucking government. Involved in everything. Yeah, like, share, and subscribe. And the streams are going to be pretty dead tonight, actually. And this does not make the case for the government. No, it doesn't. It makes government look bad, which is always good. Japan successfully tests flying car which hovers steadily for a minute. The Japanese government aims to have flying cars, aims to have people driving flying cars by the 2030s.
Seriously, get an arc lighter. They light cigarettes real well.
Yeah, I fucking lost my didn't I? Oh, fucking hell. Where's that? Fuck's sake. I was watching this. Bitch, Armskill's the only person launching this. Everybody else is either going for it.
We got 5 people watching. What is it with your obsession with the arc lighter, aside from having a mini taser with you?
No, I like it. Also,
that's all it. That's all it really is, right? It's a mini taser.
Basically, except for not as much voltage. They do hurt like hell when you get shocked. I have shocked myself with it. Plus, you don't need to bother refueling the damn thing.
Flying cars are just impractical. I get the concept, but are they going to be as expensive as fuck?
Probably. And are you going to need to have a pilot's license along with the driver's license?
I think flying cars have already existed though, pretty much, because I mean, there was a car there was a car in like the fucking 30s or 40s that you could convert into a plane very easily.
Yeah, once again, you needed a pilot's license along with the driver's license.
Yeah, well, I'm saying that it was technically still a flying car though, because it could fly.
I think the big problem with the whole flying car concept is just the fact that people can't drive in 2 dimensions. Across 2 axes. add that third axis of altitude, pitch, yaw, and all that stuff. Forget it.
I feel like they're probably going to have a pilot's license because I feel like fatalities would rise considerably. The Japanese government aims to have flying cars, people driving flying cars by the 2030s. The futuristic world depicted in Back to the Future could be closer than we thought. The flying car has just been tested in Japan. However, it wasn't able to hover steadily and was able to hover steadily for a minute using its 4 propellers. Electronics firm NEC unveiled the technology at a facility in the city of Abeko, situated around 22 miles from Tokyo. It's basically just a fucking big drone, isn't it? That's what it looks like.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Just scaled up to be able to have human cargo.
And then my question on top of that is, my big question is this: they keep saying over and over and over it hovered steadily for. Well, what happened at the end of that minute?
Yeah, I mean, it's the thing. Because I mean, technology that already exists is just on a bigger scale. This isn't really groundbreaking, is it?
Not really.
All you did basically was just create a fucking giant drone. 2 brief demonstrations took place inside a giant cage, and those watching were told to wear helmets as a precaution. The Japanese government aims to have people using flying cars by the 2030s and has backed the construction of a huge test course in the area devastated by the 2011 tsunami and nuclear disasters in Fukushima. Maintenance costs will be astronomical. Probably. Then hopes to use flying cars to connect islands in the Mia whatever the fuck resort area, which is frequented by Hollywood celebrities. Japan wants to become a world leader in the sector, but could find itself competing with Dubai, which is also aggressively pursuing the technology. However, there are hundreds of hurdles to overcome before flying cars can become commonplace, including battery life, the need for regulation, and safety concerns. Yeah, they probably need a pilot license and a driving license, unless you want fatalities to fucking skyrocket. Here's the thing: is the thing just a flying car, or can it drive on the road as well? Because it has wheels. Hello?
Oh.
That is a good question.
Yep.
Oh no, they're so wrapping they're so busy touting that it's a flying car that I'm sitting there thinking it's a wheel or it's a drone with wheels. I mean, it's all perspective.
Flying cars often called the eVTOL. Electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft are defined as aircraft which are electric or hybrid electric driverless capabilities and the ability to take off and land vertically. So only vertically then they can't just you can't actually drive it then, can you? It's useless.
It can do what a drone does. That's about it.
That's because it basically is a drone.
Yep. Well, at least to be fair, if it's only vertical takeoff, if it's only capable of vertically take off, you don't need a runway for it. So that's something.
VMS was 80 better than helicopters, which are expensive to maintain and nosy to fly and require trained pilots. Welcome back, Tom. Flying car, a Japanese startup. Hamate proved unsuccessful after it crashed during a demonstration in 2017. The company bosses say they have since developed their technology so their machines can last longer. NEC is one of more than 80 companies sponsoring the Carbitus flying car. Officials say the machine is designed for unmanned flights for deliveries, but flying cars could also be used in disaster relief operations. Ride-hailing app Uber is also launching its own version of the technology called Uber Air in the US, and plans to start demonstrator flights in 2020 and commercial operations in 2023. Fair enough, I can only see that going badly. I think there's only like 3 people in here watching now. Well, at least some people are loyal. Even if others aren't. Fuck's sake. Sorry. When I wake up, I always watch it if I sleep. If I sleep, I usually join Scotsman. Yeah, I know. Some people don't know. Looks like one of that full screen. There you go. Little Loch Lewin beer are called after cans of ale suddenly explode.
Why is the beer exploding?
Too much carbonation, I assume.
There's only so much.
2 week of a can.
Yeah, I'm going to guess you can.
Too much carbonation. That's my guess.
Well, there's only so much you can carbonate a liquid before it won't hold anymore.
Yeah, I don't know how else it would explode though. Customers of complained that the Loch Lewin brewery blew open unexpectedly.
I got a strong. They didn't just do it spontaneously.
Even the beer had become Islamic. God damn it! Disavow your arms killer. You. Get arrested for that.
That's the funniest damn thing I've heard all day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the opinions expressed on the other guests of the Opinionated Scotsman failing at reading the news channel, including those of the past or including those of the chat, do not necessarily represent the opinions of the Pumpkin Trucker. Thank you. But that was funny. Arms Killer says he disavows himself.
Loch Lewin customers have told how cans of beer from the Scottish brewery suddenly explode. The Loch Lewin brewery has recalled 3 types of pale ale after complaints. Postman Danny Lloyd had 15 cans of beer, which is sold in Lidl, delivered to his home. Actually, do you have Lidl over in America? I know you have Aldi, but do you have Lidl as well?
Yes.
So you have both of them.
Yeah, we do. Little only opened up within the last 2-3 years, but yeah, we got them.
Yeah, I think it's a Lidl and Aldi are basically the same thing anyway, but I just wondered.
Yeah. Although I gotta ask a question because this is such a low-lying fruit pun. It's got to be asked. When the cans started exploding, who took the high road and who took the low road?
Why?
Because it had to be done.
No, I didn't.
We're should we say, you know, some girl's boyfriend got caught in the, and now she has to sit there and say, "Me and my true love will never meet again." I'm shutting up now.
I hear that song at every single party I go to with family and stuff. So no, I'm off.
Fair enough.
Danny 30 of Hemel Hempstead, Hertfordshire. I was English, well, that's fine then. The first couple of cans were fine, but then others were really hard to pour. They just tasted okay. They tasted okay, just a bit fizzy. A weeks ago, my girlfriend, who was home alone at the time, was watching TV when she heard an explosion coming from under the stairs. She came across one can of beer that exploded on the top. I wonder if Lidl would steal the customers of Walmart.
No,
Oh, Lidl,
no, because Little in America, some of their prices are awesome. Some of the prices, and the thing about Walmart is, you go into Little looking for, say, a bottle of ketchup or tomato sauce, whatever you want to call it. Where you go into Walmart, they've got 15 different types. Yeah,
your robot and cutting out a little bit.
Little can be cheaper. That's about it. Little can be cheaper,
Little over here-
where Walmart has a lot more selection. See, it's not extraordinary.
Little over here is usually like the cheap option for stuff.
Right, and you only get the
Serving
one
other-
option though. That
No, over here they say over here they have like their own brand or some weird European brand, and also the main brand itself as well. Usually,
see over here they've got over here they've got their brand, and that's really about it.
Ontario customer at Portugal. Nan posted a picture of the can which shows the lid blown off. I was driving home from work with a can in the car, and then this happened. Clearly showing the picture. And the car is now covered in IPA, and the worst part is there's no beer for me tonight. He's got his priorities out.
Oh my god, a can spontaneously combusted. What's the bad news? No beer.
Well, that's just crime shame.
Bosses at the brewery in Alexandria, the Barton should have issued a product recall claiming overcarbonation. See, I thought it was overcarbonation. The thing is, you think you know that though, because you think you would know if it was overcarbonated or not. Managing Fiona McKagan said we were contacted by a small number of customers who had reported some of the Keys cans were popping. I mean, the decision to recall the two beers plus another as a precaution. You just say you recall 3 beers. Anything to fucking stretch your word count out, man, isn't it? I know she actually said that. She's probably just saying recall 3 beers. They just add plus another because, you know, fucking word count and all. Yeah, but we put measures in place in the breweries to ensure this won't happen again. We advise all customers who have purchased these beers to place them in a plastic bag and chill thoroughly and return to their little store. Yeah, don't buy Loch Lomond beer. Maybe it would be the advice. Okay, 4 people watching, 4 people. You know, you're the 4 loyalist people I have right now. Yeah, even more loyal than some people that are supposed to be loyal.
I think I saw Loch Lomond beer once. in a world market in the U.S.
I've never seen it.
They pride themselves on having international beer, but most of the international beer is made about within 100 miles of the store.
As it says, it's Loch Lomond beer, but really isn't. Maybe stuff like Foster's and stuff on it. You know, Foster's
Yeah,
are
most of worst part. You go to a bar in the U.S. and ask for an import beer, and they'll give you a list that's like Heineken and Guinness and stuff that's actually brewed in the U.S.
I thought Guinness was only brewed in
ha-
Dublin.
hmm?
I thought Guinness was only brewed in Dublin.
There's a Guinness brewery in Baltimore. Yep.
Because I thought Guinness was something that didn't travel very well. Not doing a thing of Guinness outside of Dublin.
Well, they sell. There's a Guinness brewery in Baltimore, and they're very proud of that up there. And it's another reason not to like that town.
I never heard of Green Foster. And the Steagles will start trapping again. Well, here's a good segue. Foster sucks. No Aussie drinks Foster's. So why they brew it somewhere else? Because no one fucking likes it over there. Most these terrorized by tripping seagulls in Scottish Town can't deliver mail for fear of being attacked.
I'd say just whop them with the newspaper, but
you can't because they're protected.
That's bullshit.
I agree, yeah. So they're overpopulated at this point. There's far too many of them.
Yeah, and that's why you hunt the damn things.
You can't because they're protected. Yeah, Royal Mail stop in Helland, bro. I've been left in fear. I've been left cowering in fear in their vans, residents have claimed. Eagles have stopped. Pussies have stopped delivering mail to a row of houses. They're coming under attack by aggressive seagulls. Staff have been injured and cowering in fear over their vans, residents have claimed. Homeowners in the Crown, the Bartonshire have forced to protect themselves with umbrellas.
Your mailman's wearing cold. I think you're like, what the hell's wrong with this street? Seagulls.
Yeah, but know that anyway. School teachers David McCann, 27, and Shona Penfold, 29, say the menaces had a negative impact on their summer break. The thing is, they are annoying though, because every time I leave my house in the summer, they always attack me. Yeah, 1 fucking parasite, 2 those protections of seagulls need to be revoked, 3 of those postmen need machine guns to mow them down. You're not going to agree with all 3 of them. I agree with all 3 of those points. I mean, there should at least be a fucking seagull or something. David, a PE teacher in a secondary school in the town, said, "We've not had mail in weeks. Last year, one of the posties was pegged by a gull. And this year, one twisted his ankle running away from them. We've had days where posties have stayed in their van and beat the horn out to run out and get the mail." Thing is, I've had them swoop down at me before. They won't actually attack you for the most part. The worst thing that'll happen is you get shit on. That'll be it. That's usually the worst thing that happens.
I'd still swat them out of the damn air. I'd be the guy with a baseball bat. Come here, birdie. You're birdie, birdie, birdie.
No, if you're going to hit birdies, you got to get a badminton racket.
I don't know. I think one of those cricket, where they call bats, paddles.
Cricket bats?
I guess. Yeah, one of them cricket. One of them things for cricket. That'll take care of one of them birds.
Cricket bat or baseball bat or rounder's bat or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Actually, there you go. Thunder, get you some good old American aluminum baseball bat. Just to see if you can make it go ting.
I could get a golf club.
Yeah, you can
Not
get a
hard as
golf
well.
club, but an aluminum baseball bat would be more fun just to see if you can get it to go ting when it hits it.
We don't have problems with seagulls. Our birds, they cause us trouble are the big magpies. Well, you're lucky then. But then again, you live in Australia, so you have big spiders and snakes and scorpions and whatever else. Everybody's
Indoor
out to kill
stealing
you.
babies, which apparently legitimately actually happens.
The mail has a note which says they couldn't deliver because of seagull attacks. I understand as birds can be aggressive and they've gone for me. When we go in the car, we need to take it and violently fend them off. They swooped down on my head and passed really close. We had a barbecue recently, and I turned it because of swooping birds. My friends what we were joking about until then. I can do the same thing with me. I just put my hood up so I don't shit on my head, and that's about it.
No, you don't end the barbecue because of swooping birds. You hit the damn things out of the sky, throw them on the grill.
I wish I could, but you can't. And the attacks are believed to be linked to a nest in the couple's neighbor. So, experts say the birds are displaying standard behavior in garden and offspring. Modern studies teachers showing us that they've been really aggressive, but obviously just protecting parents. Yeah, having kids on people's fucking houses. Someone has seen a spate of seagull attacks. In Devon, one was blamed for carrying away a woman's pet chihuahua dog.
That's what you get for wanting a chihuahua.
A pensioner in Cumbria said seagull attacks forced him to be imprisoned in his own home for a week. Leading experts on the species said the bird attacks would be temporary. Yeah, temporary until they fly away, and then next time when they come back, and the same thing happens again. That's usually the way it is. It's cyclical. Scientist Peter Rock said you only really see this behavior in a couple of weeks in July, at the start of August. It's just as the young are getting ready to leave the nest, they swoop down on you. From the front, they aren't actually attacking you. It's more of a warning. A warning for what? I'm not going to do anything. A Royal Mail spokesperson said some homes have not received mail because of seagulls. Yeah, the safety of our people is paramount. Our postmen and women can experience difficulties in some areas due to sweeping attacks by seagulls. So usually the worst thing that happens is they shit on you. That's it. Which, well, maybe
I
annoying.
reckon.
If we had flying cars, the seagull problem would be sorted. Not saying it would be straight. It's not a bad idea. They also kill other birds as well, though, but less eagles, I guess. You guys have more pigeons or seagulls in the UK. That's actually kind of hard to tell, to be honest. I'm not too sure. Pigeons are pretty common in the cities. But pigeons are common in most cities, aren't they? Pigeons appear just to be fucking everywhere. I guess it's about the same. Like in towns, there's a lot more seagulls. In cities, there's more pigeons. And large towns as well, obviously, have pigeons as well. So yeah, I don't know. Depends where you are. I'm throwing a cigarette. Well, actually, we do have more pigeons though, because so you live in London, Orange Killer, therefore there's gonna be loads of pigeons for you. Pigeons like to live in cities and large towns, but I don't know. I'm some fucking retarded now. glad you're still watching. But like you, if you are, you're very much appreciated. It's not a crisis of masculinity that's responsible for mass shootings. It's male power.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Do what now?
No, the people who bear the response. All right, I'm going to sit on my comment until after the. Continue.
Yeah, you didn't have Thanos, did you? When you heard about the latest shootings in the US, you really didn't think. Well, there are a lot of women in the US out there who are utterly alienated and possibly without mental health issues who are screwed up, who have very screwed up attitude about migrants in the US. So the shooter in each case will be one of them. You just knew. Before you get into the not all men groove, let's just say no, not all men are murderous. For which I suppose I must be thankful. What?
Wait a second. It just hit me. Very screwed up attitude about migrants.
Yep.
Wasn't
Democrats.
the one in wasn't Antifa and the lefty?
That was. But they're not going to mention that.
I've heard conflicting reports on that one. I've heard they were a Democratic supporter, but looking at the manifesto, they were more alt-right, but I guess the alt-right and the far left are very similar, so therefore they can often get confused with each other. I don't know.
That's because they're both nut jobs.
I mean, neither of them want to admit they're very similar, but they are very similar.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, but I'm not actually not at all. Not all men rape either, but in this country, rape becomes virtually decriminalized because our justice system is so poor. No, you haven't.
The
Citation
justice
needed.
system has nothing to do with it. And Arms Killer's right. One of the shootings within the last 6 months have been. It was the two girl things that shot up a school in the U.S. They were both extreme lefties, Antifa types. One of them was trans. Yeah. Hello, Wikipedia.
Hello,
He
Wikipedia
says
snippet. It's mom. Many men will be just appalled as I am about all this. Good lobby to change things. You'll have the power. What's shocking about mass shootings is how ordinary they are. 7 years on from Sandy Hook with the US. One of the parts that apparently matter in this case seem to think that the slaughter of small children is a life worth paying for freedom. No, no one says that. No one says that at all. Apparently, most guns and fucking mass shootings are obtained illegally, aren't they? So that's complete bullshit. History dates from no one.
Well, most of the gun, most gained by the people who actually bought them, but the people they stole them from,
Yes, they were illegally obtained by the shooter then.
Yep.
No one needs a lecture about gun laws in open county. We talk as if there's an infinite number of people who need to get killed before something changes. We know that number will never be reached. And these men turn their guns not just on others, but often themselves. 2/3 of the US, 2/3 of US gun deaths are suicide. We know too, as John Smith documented brilliantly in her book Homegrown, how domestic violence turns men into terrorists. That a lot of these shooters have a terrifying history. History of terrorizing the women in their lives. This terrorist called domestic abuse. They may have killed their own mothers, or in this case, on the Ohio shooter, his own sister. I will show you some unloads of gun in school. We are familiar with these links being twisted, masculinity, and views about white genocide, the idea that migrants are taking over our women. Ordinary rhetoric slimes have much mouth daily. The US media doesn't challenge it much as Bill Rock said, members of the press, what the fuck. What are you on about? The US president, the US fucking media have attacked Trump since day one.
Well, they've been attacking Trump ever since he was voted as the nominee.
Yeah. You can't keep referring to people who are not white as vermin and then behave as if you're dismayed when someone asks. Upon such inducement, racism towards migrants is turned out in the mainstream media press too. Poisoning awkwardly is human, the unslayed common sense. The unstable common sense is vile. Again, citation needed.
You know, I love these people who live in a fantasy world that doesn't actually exist, but they think it does.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Make America great again not only means make America white again, it is also a longing for a particular kind of manliness. It's part of the backlash against feminism. Many may address the first part of this. Yeah, shades of malice is bullshit. As the racism is so open, but perhaps reluctant to address. Second part, instead we are to congratulate any man who admits to having feelings at all. Last week I was probably discussing about men in the 21st century. It was torturous, plasticity exercise where people spoke about testosterone and cavemen and no longer being breadwinners. This sub Jordan Peterson stuff never takes account of class, culture, or history. Easy working class women have always worked. And in the US for the past 40 years, 2 wages have been needed to sustain an average family. A substitute for difficult and intersectional discussion is that everyone has to agree that being a man today is a very difficult and confusing state. Well, I agree with being a man today is a very difficult and confusing state. I can't argue with that. The US media built Trump to win the Republican nomination as they thought he had no chance beating Clinton. They did not backfire. There are several examples where proper enforcement in the law resulted in shootings, more casualties, notably Stoneman Douglas High School and Charleston church shooting. OBS, not to be confused with OBS. Spare me the crisis of masculinity that we regularly address as an alibi. Masculinity is a crisis. No, it's not. The masculinity is now a crisis. But it is also in power, something the middle class men who complain that they are unable to express themselves take for granted. Just because you have a man in power doesn't mean that they necessarily represent men. That doesn't make sense. Because you get men that are liberals, men that are conservatives, men that are in the middle. It doesn't make sense. You're talking about your arse here.
All right. For starters, the problem with the rise in these mass shootings is it's not a political thing. It's not a masculine thing. The problem of what's happening is it's being glorified. The people who are doing it are they're being celebrated to a point. And whatever the hell causes each one of them, because everybody's got a different fucking reason, I will definitely lean and put my hat into the consideration of being the one to say a lot of these people do it because they're batshit fucking crazy and they've got a goddamn short somewhere. But the problem is sitting there and saying it's the only way to express your masculinity, and this whole horse shit about having to congratulate men for having feelings. Sorry, bitches. Y'all spent about 30 years starting back in the 70s sitting there saying men have to express themselves. Men have to express themselves. Well, in the 80s and 90s, men started doing that. And then all of a sudden you turn around and said, it doesn't fucking matter because you don't feel what I feel. So piss off, you whore. Go suck a dick, take one up the ass, and figure something else out. All right, I'm done.
I'm sad in all sorts of ways that to express my feelings is to be thought of crazy, which I'm sad, so sad for the US because I lived there and I always felt like my future, my possibility. I, what so many people long for, I have what so many people long for, a US passport. I grew up with guns. My father gave one to my mother and it seemed glamorous. All my boyfriends in the US had guns. I learned to shoot when I was there. It was a thrill. But the US is no longer the future unless I accept that massacres is just what happens. Male violence for this is the issue everywhere. In the US, it is armed to the teeth. For sure, the change the gun laws that makes it be easier than notably changing a culture in which men express their feelings don't stop, more notably through death and destruction. Can I have the fucking crazy line that she lives on, please? That sounds amazing. I wish I was she's on.
Yeah, I'll have two of whatever she took.
Yeah, that did.
She doesn't. I don't think she actually realizes something. The really cool thing about blowing shit up, the really cool thing about a lot of destruction, especially if it's intentional destruction. Think of it this way. Okay, a big thing right now, a lot of guys will actually go up and blow up their old cars. Well, they blow up their old cars so they can go buy a new car.
And
You know, they burn down their old house so they can build a new house. Say what?
Huh?
I couldn't understand a word of that.
Oh, I said when things are done right, things explode nicely.
Man 33 can't go abroad because his surname is too rude for passport. Kenny Kenner from Beard Cornwall says he feels like a prisoner in his own country after his application was denied 3 times. A man has been stopped from going abroad because his surname seemed too rude to be written on a passport. Kenny Kenner changed his surname by default to F.U. Kenner for a laugh a few weeks ago. But now the joke has backfired. Despite the 33-year-old former Scotty gang a driving license under his new moniker, he's been told he cannot have a passport. Why they allow him to change his name like this in the first place if he's not allowed to have it on a passport?
Yeah, I'm all for changing your name, but you shouldn't be allowed to change it to just whatever comes out your ass.
I agree. Well, no, I'd say, well, they could at least warn the guy saying, you can't have this on a passport or anything. You won't be able to go anywhere. When it expired earlier this year, he applied for a new one. His application was denied because his name may cause offence. Supermarket worker from Beard Cornwall contested his HM passport office verdict 3 times, but the Home Office refused to budge. Keen Chandler Kenny says he doesn't want to change his name again and faces a lot of UK holidays instead. He said he decided to change my name to Phil Karen a few years back. When I had to apply for a driving license, it was accepted fine, so I figured it wouldn't make much of a difference applying for a passport or how wrong I was. I got a few grounds on As my name could cause offense, so I was vulgar. So I complained, but they upheld the decision, and so I complained again. When I was then told they'd keep the fee for administration costs. I don't care if the name is Fuchs, Pussy Galore. People should be allowed to have their names in the passport if that's the legal name, then allow it, you agreed.
Hmm. Hell, if there's people Batman, Von Superman getting their passports, this guy should be allowed to get his.
Yep. I want to take the matter further than said they said I need to contact my MP. So I wrote to Scott McMahon, and he replied saying they're within the remit to refuse. Why they allow driving licenses then they can't travel to other countries? Now I'm skating with no passport, like a prisoner in my own country. On the one hand, I find the whole thing funny, as I do have a lot of friends. I'm also finding it hard to believe that the name could be construed as anything but funny and slightly ridiculous. It's just a joke. Here's the thing as well: you get like a lot of like foreign people that have worse names than that.
Someone was actually denied. Xbox denied them the name Muhammad, but that was actually their name.
Yeah. Oh, your box, you actually fucking show up. That's the Blair White's finish, actually. Why don't you go on again?
Is it worth watching on replay? Because I might do that like tomorrow morning.
The smoke shop.
Yeah, well, fucking good then. Fuck you. You know, if you want to be here, fuck off. You want to be here, then fuck off, you cunt.
You should not have done that.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fuck it. Because you know why? I'm ending this fucking shit, actually. Fuck it. Fuck my fucking life. Honestly. You know what? I'm gonna chuck it in fucking being for Marlo and my fucking girlfriend, is it? Well, start the Green London and Trucker. Don't thumbs up from Blind Girl. I'll help you well, you're all a bunch of cunts. Goodbye.